Yo guys, welcome back as always, and we're continuing the series of things you might not know about certain characters. This time we're covering Orochimaru from Naruto and Boruto. This was requested a few times and thank you for supporting us as always through our 4 years so far that we have been doing this. Orochimaru is always a questionable character till this day, even in Boruto, which makes his character that much more interesting and well written. Back in the days when I was a kid watching Naruto, I don't know if it was only me, but I always wondered, is Orochimaru a girl or a boy? Sometimes he reminded me of Michael Jackson's face, then at other times I would think Kabuto secretly loves Orochimaru and wants to bust some nuts. Like, it always made me curious about their relationship, seriously. But Orochimaru, he's always been a favourite to me. Let me know if you guys felt the same way in the comment section below, and if you haven't already, make sure to hit the notification button to remind you whenever we upload a video, as well as smashing the like button to show us some love, and let's get started. Orochimaru's name is split into two. Orochi translates to great snake, while Maru is the suffix for male names, thus Orochimaru. This leads us to believe that obviously Orochimaru must have been born as a male, but he can now be anything he wants due to his jutsu. Orochimaru's name, just like Jiraiya, who was covered a month earlier, comes from the same mythology, the tale of the gallant Jiraiya. In the original story, Orochimaru is a student of Jiraiya called Yashogoro, until he gets corrupted by snake magic, which is kinda like the Naruto anime, I guess, and after him being corrupted, he takes on the name Orochimaru. Lastly, the symbolism of Orochimaru's name goes even deeper, since he is always affiliated with snakes. Snakes in some Eastern and Western cultures perceive them as symbols of immortality and rebirth via snakes shedding their skin. So you guessed it, Orochimaru's jutsu in Naruto and Boruto are all related with snakes and him having the ability to shed his skin or be reborn into another body. It's quite interesting to see how Kishimoto and manga writers adapt their concepts to relate to their anime. As mentioned before in my previous video regarding mind-blowing things about Orochimaru, I go into detail regarding the creation of his character. Make sure to check out that video after this, as it regards the analysis on variety of things you would definitely find interesting. Anyways, seeing as though Orochimaru is in my top 3 favourite villains in Naruto, I'm sure you guys have had him on your tier list too, and just like me, you're probably pondered on how Kishimoto created such an iconic character in terms of design, dialogue and jutsu. So as stated before, most of Orochimaru's traits were partly taken and inspired from Japanese mythology. Orochimaru originates from folklore regarding Jiraiya the Gallant. Orochimaru's character was actually first suggested by Kishimoto's supervisor in order to improve the Naruto series and its popularity. I know editors and advisors usually had a bad reputation within the community as they restrict creative control of mangakas, but sometimes they have genius suggestions and they can help you out, and I guess the key thing is balancing everyone's desires, and Orochimaru turned out great. But I digress. So as I stated before in our 10 things you didn't know about Shikamaru video, Kishimoto believed Naruto became super popular thanks to the Chunin exams and he wanted Shikamaru to win in the end. However, his advisors suggested for Orochimaru to interrupt the Chunin exams, and that was eventually considered and curated. Kishimoto curated Orochimaru to be an antithesis to the protagonist's values in Naruto. He was given a snake-like appearance specifically and its features to make it easier for readers of Naruto to recognize that he is a villain. Kishimoto's intentions whilst making villainous characters is to make them flamboyant with a powerful aura, and I'd say Orochimaru embodies just that. His presence on screen gravitates your attention immediately. When designing Orochimaru, Kishimoto purposefully wanted to give him an androgynous look, which means a combination of masculine and feminine characteristics, basically gender ambiguity. Hopefully I pronounced that right. So the reason all of us were so confused when we were young was for this very fact. It's perfectly worked out and that's amazing. Overall, Kishimoto thinks Orochimaru came out to be the most creepy than the latter, but I don't know, to me I think he turned out fine. Whilst drawing Orochimaru and drawing scenes in the Naruto manga specifically, Kishimoto, the creator of the anime, modifies scenes and uses angles that focuses on Orochimaru's face more so than other characters. He specifically uses close-up shots of his face by removing the background image and removing highlights, thus creating a creepy atmosphere, and it works. Just like Tsunade and Jiraiya, the other students of Hiruzen, the third Hokage, Orochimaru was a prodigy and talented shinobi. In fact, Orochimaru was a candidate to become the fourth Hokage, however Minato ended up with the position. Orochimaru's talents, just like Jiraiya and Tsunade, was renowned around the whole world in the Naruto universe after the Second Shinobi World War. He's part of the sannin named by Hanzo. Orochimaru was a genius even as a young child, and the third Hokage mentioned that a person like him only occurs once in a generation. Not only this, even Hashirama Senju complimented Orochimaru in Naruto chapter 620 page 10, and if you think about that moment in which he resurrects the Hokage, Orochimaru performs 3 S-class techniques back to back with ease. The Akatsuki viewed Orochimaru as a threat, mentioned in Naruto chapter 353, and they mentioned to eliminate him just for that fact. The third Hokage, also in the chapter 94 of Naruto, believed that no one could defeat Orochimaru at that point, but I guess that was early on in the anime and Kishimoto was exaggerating his prowess so readers would be on edge on what's going to happen in the anime. But all in all, it's pretty obvious Orochimaru is one of the most overpowered characters in the whole Naruto anime. When have we ever seen him be serious and literally go 100%, putting all his effort and chakra into defeating an opponent? It's sad that we don't actually get to witness it. I mean, when Orochimaru was facing Naruto with 4 tails of Kurama, he was practically having fun and testing Naruto. As we all know, Orochimaru has a lot of body modifications over the years. This power is referred to as the power of the white snake. This ability allows him to heal and regenerate from damage. A few things he can do is reconnect himself using snakes, shed his skin to regurgitate a new body. He can manipulate the shape of his body for greater maneuverability and durability, for example surviving Tsunade's punches or the 4 tails Naruto with ease. The power of the white snake is in relation with the white snake sage in Ryuchi Cave. The white snake sage bites a person and injects them with natural energy. Those who survive are deemed worthy of being taught sage mode. Orochimaru did not learn sage mode because his body did not tolerate it, revealed in chapter 579 page 16. Although Orochimaru lacked the body and chakra reserves strong enough to learn sage mode, Orochimaru developed another use for senjutsu chakra, and that's the cursed seals. These seals contain some of Orochimaru's senjutsu chakra mixed with enzymes produced by triggering a change similar to Sage transformation but with different side effects. So as a result of Orochimaru's body modifications, it resulted in his true form taking on the appearance of a giant white snake. This form allows him to perform his living corpse reincarnation jutsu, which thus gives him immortality technically, and maybe that's why he had to do that. So as we all know, every single Naruto or Boruto character has a theme song associated with them that makes their scenes even more impactful, epic, and add a little bit of sauce. Orochimaru's particular theme is indeed creepy, epic, and completely sets the tones of the scenes that it's intended for. The amazing thing about the song is that it seems to be sampled from the Toccata and Fugue in D minor BMV 565, which is a piece of organ music written, and according to its older extant sources, it's by Johann Sebastian Bach. Let's do a quick comparison of the music between Bach's piece of music and Orochimaru's theme from Naruto. The use of organ and the similarities between the two pieces of music does implicate the thought that the composer of Naruto's music was one way or another inspired by Toccata and Fugue for Orochimaru's theme. I'd say out of all the Naruto or Boruto characters, Orochimaru has one of the best themes of all time. And let me know your opinion in the comment section below. And another crazy thing about Orochimaru's theme song in Naruto is that the chant and the woman singing in the background is actually in Hindi. She is saying Dil ki khamoshi si baat na kar, which means don't talk to the silence in the heart. You can interpret this however you want it to be, but it's pretty mind-blowing fact, right? Let me know what you think this means as a metaphor. If you're wondering just how evil Orochimaru is and why the heck is he even roaming around freely in Boruto after all his crimes, well, we're probably on the same boat. In reality, this dude will never be forgiven. Let's go into detail on what he has done. Orochimaru is the type of dude that seeks knowledge and power no matter the cost. I honestly think his connection with Mitsuki and Boruto is for something on his own agenda. Has Orochimaru changed in Boruto? We don't know, but the past says that he is pure evil. A brief summary of the type of things he did are brainwashing children in giving up their lives for him for the sake of power and thinking he is their lord and they owe their lives to him. Secondly, he had at least 43 prisoners with the curse seal mark he was experimenting with at his northern hideout. This isn't even including the ones out of sight and those who died trying to escape. And just to note, the cursed seal has a 1 in 10 chance of survival. So how many hundreds and hundreds of people did Orochimaru sacrifice to get what he wants? Thirdly, another fact is Orochimaru once sacrificed 59 children for his wood style experiments that we know of. This was to develop wood style and Yamato eventually being a successful candidate. Orochimaru had to learn everything to do with Hashirama's cells and wood release. This is why he is pure evil. For God's sake, Orochimaru even admitted to Sasori himself that for every new jutsu he develops, he needs to experiment on 100 people at a time to make it work. Orochimaru became this way and his quest for immortality due to his parents passing away at a young age. Tsunade described even as a child that Orochimaru was twisted and sadistic. One day when Orochimaru was at his parents' grave, he found a white snake. Hiruzen, the third Hokage, explains that it represents fortune and rebirth. This is what inspired Orochimaru to study Kinjutsu and obtain all techniques. As he was growing up, Jiraiya and Tsunade, after experiencing so much and all of them witnessing the horror of war, Tsunade losing Nawaki and later shedding tears when she lost her lover Dan, Orochimaru grew to disdain the frailty of human life and how it affected those still living, which led him to become who he is. Now that I have explained everything you need to know about Orochimaru, an eager question everyone in Naruto and the Boruto fanbase always asks: is Orochimaru immortal? Did he achieve his dream? The source is from 2015 New York City Comic Con and Kishimoto interview. Someone posed the question about it and Kishimoto responded by saying Orochimaru did become immortal and can outlive all the other characters if he wanted to. So this might be evident in Boruto, for example, in what we saw. Even Naruto pointed out to Orochimaru that he seemed younger now, and how is that even possible? Well, maybe that's because he did his experiments and actually used his techniques and improved them and attained a body and he transferred into that person, allowing him to live forever. I mean, it kind of does make sense, if so. I don't know, you can take it for what it is, to be honest. The sword which Orochimaru wields, named Kusanagi, is actually related to Yamato no Orochi. Now, for you guys that really watch our videos, we go balls deep in that shit and we talked about Yamato no Orochi a couple of times. If you can remember the Japanese mythology, Yamato no Orochi is a 8-forked giant snake creature who is defeated by the god Susanoo by the Totsuka blade. The significance of this in Naruto is the inspiration. It mirrors almost exactly how Itachi Uchiha, using Totsuka sword wielded by Susanoo, sealed Orochimaru. Whilst in his Yamato form, Orochimaru kind of depicts the mythology and wielding the Kusanagi sword kept inside of him, right? The Japanese mythology is literally personified with Itachi Uchiha facing Orochimaru. Steve Bloom does Orochimaru's voice, and as I said before, I'm a fan of his work. I think the English dub for Orochimaru is fantastic. I mean, he clearly captures his character and creates a sickly scary vibe Kishimoto wanted. Check this clip out.
Hello, Jonathan. Let's throw up snakes together, Kakashi Sensei.
Steve Bloom is famous for a lot of his work, but in anime he plays Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop, Onizuka from Great Teacher Onizuka, and Mugen from Samurai Champloo, just naming a few characters that I love. In the Japanese dub, he is voiced by Kuijira, I don't know how to pronounce that, I messed that up, sorry. She plays Leroy from Yuri on Ice, Sweet Pea in One Piece, Otus from Gintama. Oh my god, I messed that all up, forgive me guys, I'm so sorry. And you know, the voice now makes sense in the back of our head. We always thought, why does Orochimaru sound like a woman and a man at the same time? I guess it just showcases the talent behind the voices. I mean, this is great. Orochimaru's and Hashirama's summoning jutsu called the Rashomon Gate, which Orochimaru used against Naruto, Tsunade and Jiraiya, and pretty much every fight he may have been in, is actually inspired from real life. Rashomon was the gate built at the southern end of the monumental Suzaku Avenue in the ancient Japanese cities of Heijo-kyo and Heian-kyo. Hopefully I pronounced those right, that's so hard. And in accordance with the Chinese grid pattern city layout, that's how they were built. The Rashomon in Kyoto was the grander of the two city gates built with the Heian period, and in the Heian period it's from 794 to 1185, and it was built in 789, and it was 166 feet wide by 26 feet high, and it was a 75-foot stone wall and topped by a ridge pole. So by the 12th century it had fallen into disrepair and had become an unsavory place, and it had a reputation as a hideout for thieves and other disreputable characters. So the demonic face we see in the Naruto anime is inspired by the legend of the Kyoto Rashomon, and it's the home of a demon named Ibaraki Doji. And in this mythology and tale, Ibaraki Doji is based on Mount Ue, and it once had a rampage and destroyed Kyoto City. So that's where Naruto got inspired from. Okay, it's time for Blazing Round. Orochimaru shares his blood type with his former teammates Jiraiya and Tsunade. Studio designing sheets of Orochimaru showed that he was 153 centimeters tall when he was a child, and as an adult he was 179.5 centimeters tall. According to the data books, Orochimaru wishes to fight those with techniques that can be used in the future. Orochimaru's favorite food are eggs, whilst his least favorite are anything cold. During his time as a Konoha Nin, Orochimaru has completed 1468 missions, which is one of the highest total mission counts, and he completed 108 S rank missions, which is insane. I guess it's because of the wars that he was participating in. Orochimaru's favorite words are destroy and chaos, and that pretty much matches this guy's character. Anyway guys, as always, make sure to smash the like button. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about this episode of 10 things you didn't know. Make sure to follow us on social media such as Twitter, and make sure to hit the notification bell. I'll check you guys out next time. As always, thank you for supporting us, and let me know in the comment section below what other characters to do. See you next time.